Thank you very much. Firstly, I must congratulate FELA for having organized this particular meet on the impact of COVID and its assessment on higher education. Something which is so important. It is not just a national event or a calamity. It was something which actually impacted the whole world. And
Yes.
uh, I would like to just maybe briefly highlight as to what should be our thought processes after having seen this uh, calamity or a pandemic of this nature, which is maybe one time in the life anybody could have seen. So I would call this as a tectonic shift, especially in the area of education system. It has necessitated a range of extraordinary responses by the state authorities, by the educational institutes, and there have been lots of ups and downs, decision makings, campus shutdowns, lockdown of the whole country, and these prolonged crisis period now that we see for full 2 years still is hanging around. And even though we do see some respite from this particular situation, but still this will continue as it appears, and it will lead to so many real changes, which is where we are trying to debate and understand. It will lead to greater localization, maybe that's one part, more of online learning, and even financial austerity, which automatically means it is covering almost every aspect of life. And one also can go on to say that the life of human being will not be the same anymore. So it's a life-changing event, and the impacts are on so many aspects. Social distancing, physical distancing may become a way of life now. We will automatically take care of these things. Even the hygiene, the health, the aspects of utilization of our funds, prioritization of our requirements, all these will undergo a real good change, changing our whole life pattern. Uh, where has this impacted the education sector, which is our focus today? Uh, Now the education may not be just available for some privileged. So there's a huge shift that it will be now possibly available for everyone, which is part of the education policy requirement, as well as so well laid out by Dr. Parvinder Singh ji, Vice-Chancellor, Honorable Vice-Chancellor here. So that's one important thing. Second, the business itself will have to innovate and maybe become more responsible. So again, something which was not happening, there is a good news. The communities will be required to be more inclusive at even smallest levels. So that we were not inclusive is being taught by nature to us. Families will value now wealth, or less of wealth or material possessions, and more value more of health and happiness. Now these are positive changes also here, but then it throws some requirements for all of us, for the government. There are requirements of structural changes, the infrastructure changes, especially in the rural areas. This has taken away some of the employment opportunities, of course, which were in the normal so-called times. And but then now priorities will have to be maybe directed towards villages, MSMEs, and government policies will have to be strengthened in a manner that those who require more should be given more, those who require less will manage in their own manner. I would salute the government officials for in really tackling or handling this huge crisis in a very well defined manner. Salutation also goes to the scientists who have worked on to see that the right time vaccines are available, but there is no one solution. There cannot be one solution. So the use of technology, of course, we have gone onto online, working from home. Then job seekers, there are platforms which have been related and created. With time, maybe that we may not have so many job opportunities like the receptionist. The kiosk will do the work. So a lot of social distancing or physical distancing will be taken up by the technology aspects. But then, of course, cohesive effort from public, the government, and the set of people who have to see that this is implemented this is an important aspect which we must look at. We know the timeline in which the COVID has actually impacted all of us, and there are differentiators, and there are people who have taken it up in a different manner. So, but then different institutes at different economic level, maybe different awareness level, have possibly responded in a different manner. So, a debate of this kind, or maybe awareness of this kind, or discussion of this kind, will bring out all aspects where there is a need for redefining of things, maybe redefining of digital education as a whole, protection and maybe expansion of revenue system in a different manner altogether, maybe initiating the cost optimization processes in an altogether different manner, reorganize long-term growths and short-term growths for organization. So there are policy decisions which will be impacted, and I feel really honored to be part of this discussion, and congratulate FELA once again, and of course the other chairpersons, two co-chairpersons here, and I thank FELA for the opportunity given to me. I will be debating on or talking on more detail in case time permits, and the platform gives me the chance. I think that's the introductory remark that I have. Thank you.